Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Money Talks. My name's Louise and I've just started with Armytage in the role of Partnerships Director. Today I was speaking with Brad. He's actually had the pleasure of meeting with Peter King, who's Managing Director of Westpac. Do you want to tell us a few insights on what you learned?
Yeah, sure. Really good session, pretty open and sort of talked more macro, I suppose, rather than sort of going into the minutiae of Westpac's result. But yeah, really focused on, I suppose, the economy and how his view sort of translates to some of the stocks that we invest in and what they're doing from the lending capacity. So he was still very confident with, I suppose, where people are at from a cash flow perspective because unemployment is still so low at 3.9%. So he was very comfortable that regardless of rising interest rates and that's starting to flow through to probably had more a negative effect on discretionary spend, but he was very confident that that wouldn't detract from basically being able the ability to service their mortgages. So yes, very comfortable with that. Made a comment on Macquarie Bank's term deposit at 2.5% and basically said that they were inundated with requests. So I suppose there's a element of the market looking to de-risk the portfolio and looking at that 2.5%. Even though you're losing money after inflation, people are still looking for a bit of security in that space. One other thing that was interesting was credit card balances had risen for the first time in probably years. And I thought that was interesting because either people are now starting to increase their balances and use that money that draw down on that savings, and perhaps also with some inflation going through the system that those credit card balances are starting to increase. So we sort of just need to watch that versus the monthly payments of mortgages and just see if that's coming out of discretionary spend. But there's probably on retail and that we're probably going to see a bit of pressure going forward.
And just to touch on the RBA, minutes from that, tell us a little bit about what you see happening.
Yeah, so they basically put a ceiling, I suppose, of 1.75% is where they'd like to get to, but it really depends on a lot of things that are outside of our control. So currency's fallen to sort of 68.5 cents, and I suppose that what we're doing now is importing inflation because we've lost so much purchasing power parity. So that's detracted from our disposable income. But because we've had a lot of pent-up demand for things because we've been locked down, that's probably going to take some time to flush through. But what they're trying to do with the Fed as well in the US, trying to reduce that level of inflation so that things don't get out of control and are less affordable without having that rising wages. But yeah, for me, we're probably going to see some steady increases in rates, but I think they'll be very measured.
Thank you for that. And if you'd like to know anything more, you can always contact us at back office at armytage.com.au or you can check the website. Thank you.